Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty Meakin from Nao Nails. In this video, we are going to do an infill. You might think it's simple, there are a lot of things that you have to consider when doing an infill, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So we've got Vanessa's nails. Yeah, I'll show you both hands. Beautiful nails. Need an infill. Got a bit of a poolie. How did it break?
On the car door. Living in the car door.
Was it wet?
Yeah, I think it was.
Sometimes it's wet and you
slipped.
Like that, yeah.
So as the door handle went back in, it just took the nail with it.
So we have a little split as well in there. All split, so we've got to sort that out as well. First of all, I'm going to prep. So I'm going to use my electric file to go round Vanessa's cuticles. We have got a video just dedicated to prep with an electric file, haven't we, Adam?
I think so.
You think so? We filmed it not so long ago. We filmed it in Scotland.
Oh yes, that went live this week. Or last week.
I'm pushing back the cuticle with the rotation of the electric file. And I will swap the rotation around, so it's now going anti-clockwise and it's still pushing away the cuticle. You can see how it's lifting it and pushing it back. And this side will be clockwise. And we're going to do that on all of these nails, even the little tiny broken one. Then with my little ball bit, I'm going to exfoliate over the cuticle. So over that skin, just to remove that non-living tissue, rather than cutting it. And I'll do this over all of the nails as well. So I've changed my bit to a safety bit so it's round on the end. And I'm going to remove the colour. So this is gel polish. And I'm always sort of moving to a different area. And we do that so we don't build up a lot of heat. Could use a hand file, but I find that this a little bit quicker. There's less chance of them touching the skin as well. We're not taking off any bulk from the nails themselves, from the actual acrylic. We're just removing the colour. So there's quite a lot of dust coming off here. Now it doesn't matter if the dust gets on my skin, because this product is cured. So it's not going to affect my skin. If you undercure gel polish and then file it off, you will have undercured wet gel polish on your skin. And so will the client, and you inhale it and all that, and that's not good. So I'm actually going to put a mask on. It doesn't matter about the dust on my skin, but breathing it in is a bit of an issue. Can you hear me all right through the mask? So we have a split here. So I'm going to pull down, still taking the colour off. But what I will do with this one, you know, as the other nails, we haven't taking off any bulk or anything like that. We've just simply removed the colour. But on this one, we are going to remove a lot of the product. You want to make sure you're moving to a different area so you're not building up a massive amount of heat, because the closer you get to that natural nail, the more heat the client will feel. I like to pull my thumb over so I can feel the heat. Yes, it gets rid of a bit of dust, but it also, I can feel if it's getting warm. So I'm just going to take off, say, 90% of that product. Leave the rest on for now. We can either soak that off or we can buff the rest of that off. 240 grit file. And I'm just going to use that to blend the acrylic and also prep the natural nail at the back. So we're just removing the surface shine from that natural nail. You can shape the nail a little bit as well. So when we come to this one, the broken poly nail, with my 240 grit file, because I've removed the majority of it with the E-file, I can take the rest of this off with this 240 grit file. You could soak it if you wanted to soak it. It's just quick enough for me to get rid of that. So because there's a little split in that acrylic, we need to get rid of all that acrylic so we can put fresh acrylic on there. And you can see there is a little bit of trauma. See that little tiny line? So it's just a tiny bit of blood under the nail. It's kind of like a bruise.
I'm surprised.
It's a tiny bit that's just going to grow out. It's not going to cause any damage really. It's just a bit of pressure trauma. I'll take the length down as well. I will fit a sculpting form. And I'll just continue to blend and prep the rest of the nails. Now I'm going to wipe over with gel residue wipe off solution, clean that area up. Notice when I'm wiping, I'm pushing back the cuticle at the same time. Right, so I'm going to dehydrate now, just the natural nail. So where that natural nail is exposed. So you don't need to do, it's not going to do anything to the acrylic, but you just need to dehydrate. It's like wasting product. Yeah, we do the same with the acid primer. That's because you don't want to add acid on top of the acrylic, because sometimes you can get a discoloration, and plus it's a waste of product as well. Doesn't need to go on there. It's just priming the natural nail. So does everybody remember Vanessa? Vanessa was a model before, and Vanessa's the model that put her hand in the lamp.
No, she didn't. She put her hand
on the lamp. Because she went in and went and messed all the design up. That was on the 1920s Gatsby style nails. Yeah, not going to do that today, are you?
I'm going to try my best.
Yeah. You've had a bit of practice now.
Yeah.
So I expect you to be on your best behaviour today. Nice. So we're going to put a sculpting form onto our little broken nail. Got some medium speed liquid and natural beige. Going really low into my powder, bouncing 3 times. And we can sort this cuticle area out. Pat, pat, pat. And I can start to bring the bulk down and create the shape. We're just doing an oval shaped nail. Not gonna lie, it's not my favourite shape, as Vanessa found out when I did them. And she was like, why didn't you just tell me I have a different shape then? I was like, well, I wanted you to have what you wanted to have.
So is that just like an almond shape when you said oval?
Well,
Or is there a difference?
it's slightly rounder, I think, than an almond.
You're just making that up because that looks like an almond.
I don't think they think they're more oval. Do you not think?
No, I think they look like almond.
Okay.
They do. You haven't done them in a long time though.
She's definitely wishing she hadn't done them before now.
I am, Adam.
Yeah, but you wait till you just finish filing them all into shape and you're like, Millie's favourite shape. It's like, well, if you'd have just said I wasn't overly insistent on this shape.
Well, tell them the reason that you wanted the shape.
Just make me hands look less manly.
Work.
Hang on a second. You don't have manly hands in any way, shape, or form.
Like
You don't. Oh, wow.
'Cause
Why
I
did we
wanted
do this shape then? I swear it was to do with work and it was
that
just...
was why they were plain,
Yeah,
which I think physically hurt you to do a plain set of nails.
yeah, it did. It hurt my soul.
But no, it was that bit was work, but not the shape.
Oh, I thought the shape was work.
You just asked me what shape. I was like, well, I quite like rounded ones.
Rounded ones.
I don't know the technical name.
I'm
But
going to put a bit of a pinching tool on that and we're going to fill the rest of them. I'll just talk you through this fill because we were talking a little bit then. So I've got a little bead, tipping the finger down, and I'm just going to move the product side to side and then pull it down. So we're connecting this new application with the old acrylic. Slide that down. And you'll have a little bit that'll sort of cap over the top of the acrylic that's already there. And one of the most important things to do at this stage is to make sure that you have your apex in the back third. So we've gone from moving this apex that was more here and we're going to reload it back into that back third, and that's all done just by reapplying more product and building that back third up. So same again, side to side, and we can drag down, keep the sides nice and clean. That was a bit too early. Let me show you this. Yeah, can you see how that was a bit too early? Even I make mistakes. So what I want to do now is, because it's fully pinched, if you go too early you can add a tiny bit back. So you can pad that bit back out if you do make that mistake. So see here, I don't know if you can see that it's a little bit flat on that side. So it's a little bit thin with product. So I'm going to get a smaller bead and just pad that back out. You only need to do this once you've finished your pinch. You don't want to pad it out and then go back in with your pinch, because then you might just do it again. Plus, the product through the centre of the nail is not going to pinch. Not anymore, because it's set. So we're going to do my normal filing routine, which is side walls first. And then I'll do the cuticle area, and you can see by the demarcations that I'm only touching that area. So it's about angling your file just so you're touching that area, so you're not actually getting rid of the apex. So you don't want to do that. Then I'm going to shape the free edge. And if we look at the side of it, we're just going to get rid of a little bit of bulk and refine the shape a little bit more. So we're going to contour. I'm checking down the barrel to see if there's bulk anywhere that I can't necessarily see from the sides. So the side view and looking down the barrel of the nail is really important. And then you want to look over the top to see if everything is nice and symmetrical. So the one that I've sculpted, because I made a mistake of pinching it too soon and had to pad it out, this is a thicker nail. So I've moved down to an 80 grit file now. So this is coarser because I need to remove a lot of the bulk. So when I'm contouring, I really need to get rid of the bulk that I created. So just by changing the file to a coarser grit, you can do that a little bit quicker. And then I will go back to my 180 grit file. It just refines it a little bit further, and you can really see the shape a lot cleaner with a softer file. You don't run the risk of taking off anything that you didn't want to file away, because it's, you know, it's a softer file. I'm going to buff the nails now, make them nice and smooth. So because we filled them, we put the apex in the back third. The strength is there now, because what you'll find when the nails actually grow with nail extensions on, the support obviously grows out with it as well. So the support's nowhere near as good as it was when it was first applied. But because we've put the apex back where it was, we've rebalanced everything, it'll be like new. The nails will just be like new. So I'm going to wipe over with gel residue wipe off solution. God, my nails look like they want a good wiping over as well. I don't know all about dusty though. Get them all nice and clean. I'm going to finish them off with a little bit of cuticle oil just to replenish where we've dehydrated and wiped over everything. But at this point, you would obviously then put your gel polish on or artwork. You wouldn't put your oil on, you would put your gel polish on obviously before that. But because we're not putting any gel polish on just yet, that's another video. I'm going to put that oil on just to give you a little treat.
Oh, thanks. I feel so special.
Yeah. There you are, so they're all filled. The strength is all there now. Ready for some nail art. So yeah, guys, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. How do they do that, Adam? Can you put a thing? Put a thing somewhere that they can press. Yeah, you'll put a thing that you can press. It'll be there.
After the outtakes.
After the outtakes.
After you're burping.
Yeah, watch the outtakes. I'm sure they'll give you a bit of a laugh for the day. So, see you later, guys. Bye-bye. Enjoy the outtakes. I love mixed nuts. I mean his nuts on his wheels. That's just wrong because mixed meat stepdad.